Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video. In today's video, we're taking a look at the new 6 Plus that has arrived over on OPTC. That is Halloween Furry Boy Ace. And I gotta say, this is a very anticipated 6 Plus, and this particular unit is very, very good. The downside I did find to this unit is trying to showcase everything that he does within the content that we have is a little bit difficult, and the stuff that he already did really, really well, he still does really, really well. But nevertheless, he's a very, very good 6 Plus. Hopefully you guys farmed out the Blitz to make sure you picked up all the skulls for him, because he is going to be very, very good in stuff like Treasure Map, and he's going to be very good in future content. I can see that, where what they've done with him is they've not only made him viable to run 2 Halloween Aces together, but his utility and his captain is so viable because he can remove Special Blind and Special Reverse, which is incredibly valuable as a captain to just remove 2 of the most annoying debuffs in the game and not have to worry about the rest of the characters on the crew. So it's a very, very good captain ability, and we are going to break him down what he does, not only his captain, but what his special does too. Now, alongside this unit, as you guys are seeing in this first piece of content, came back the Halloween Luffy event. Now, highly recommend getting this Luffy. I'm not showcasing this Luffy in this video. I did think about it, and I did try it, but it just didn't work in the content that I wanted to take on. But this Luffy is going to be very, very good alongside Kazuna Sabo under this particular ace, because he can actually give it like a full body tandem orbs, you can give a chain lock, you can remove the bind with ace, you can use the support of Halloween lore to get an orb boost, and then you can do some crazy stuff with Halloween Ace and this Luffy. So farm up this piece of content. I did want to start with this just to reiterate that for you guys. Make sure to farm him out. He does have a limit break expansion that has hunger. Get the copies you need for level limit break. The content isn't that hard, and if you have 6 Plus Ace, as you guys will see here, it's very, very simple to complete. Like, it's a very easy piece of content. So let's move on to the crux of the video now, and let's start talking about Halloween Ace. Alright, so the first piece of content is against Arena Frenosuke, so that is the team, those supports. Let's dive in. Now, this is a no-stall team. Ace can do it very, very well, because in his captain ability, he gets 1 turn of cooldown at the start of the fight, and then boosts Int, Shooter, and Fighter characters attack by 4.75, HP by 1.5, and makes Psy and Int, as well as Tandem Mobs have matching slot effects. And then he also removes Special Blind and Special Reverse by 10 turns as your captain. Very, very powerful captain ability. Adding the cooldowns is, like, awesome. It's incredibly good. This is at level limit break 5 too, by the way. Having the cooldowns is absolutely amazing. 4.75 times captain is very, very good. If you limit break expand him, that goes up to a 5 times captain. As for everything else, I don't think he gets any other buffs with his limit break expansion. Just the extra 0.25 for the attack. He might get an extra turn to cooldown. Let me know in the comment section below if he does. I do know that I am using my boy Sim's level limit break expanded Halloween Ace for 1 piece of content, I'm pretty sure. Because he does a little bit more damage, and it does help out. But the big upside to this unit, obviously, is the utility. The Special Bind, the Special Rest is great. Matching Orbs is very nice. Chunky boy with 1.5 times HP. As you guys will see, or besides the Despair, we're upwards of like around 90,000 HP. Getting cooldowns is great, and having the addition of Int in his kit is very, very nice. It's a very big buff, because Int is a very, very good color, or very good type in the game, and there's a lot of very, very good Int characters that aren't either fighter or shooters. Nevertheless, I did find that shooters have had a bit of resurgence recently, and Aces are like another plethora to that. However, fighters is usually the characters you're probably going to be running on Ace's team, as fighters still are just a lot better than what shooters can provide. So, as a captain, he's very, very good. Most of the time, you will be using him in some sort of hybrid situation, unless you need more than 10 turns of Special Bind or Special Reverse for whatever reason. If you roll all your specials back to the start, like, you can just get around that with 20 turns. Because not a lot of characters are going to have 20 turn cooldowns that you are running for most pieces of content. But fighters, they're pretty good. Shooters, they're not too bad. They're not the best, but they're just not too bad. And Int's up there is like probably the 2nd best car type in the game. So the fact that Ace now has that in his captain ability, as well as all his crazy utility, is actually very, very nice. So no issues against Frenosuke. Removing the bind is like the big thing, and that's why I decided to take on this particular fight. Let's move on to some Garbage Challenge now, some harder stuff, and let's see how Ace performs. Alright, so the final piece of content that we're taking on is the Garbage Challenge Heavenly Demon 2. So that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't make this no stall. I think it was like 1 turn off no stall. And the big reason of that is I just couldn't find a goddamn support to get around bind on the friggin' Monet stage. So if you guys can think of one, and if you guys can actually complete this no stall, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to check it out. So linky videos or do all that good stuff down there. While you're down there, belt the like button for me as always. Hit the big red subscribe button if you haven't done so already. But basically, Ace is very, very good in these types of in these pieces of content because his utility of special bind removal is just so awesome that you don't have to bring a special bind remover. If you get special reversed, you don't have to worry about it because Ace is just going to remove it. However, if you guys saw in the previous fight against Franosuke, if you get blinded like our captain did, you actually don't get around the special reverse, and it's a little bit annoying that is the case. Bind actually affects your captain abilities as well, so that's why bind is just infinitely worse than despair. But nevertheless, if you do get special royal blinded or you get special blinded, like in this particular fight against Heavenly Demon 2, Ace is going to be your man. He's going to be very, very good. And you can hybrid him up with stuff like Yamato and Ace. You can hybrid him up with some other very good shooter captains like Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo. Any other very good int captains, another good option as well as fighter captains like Super Tandem Luffy. But he's special. His special did get a very, very big change and did get quite a nice upgrade. He deals 200 times his attack in int damage to all enemies. He still reduces bind by 10 turns, and then he boosts int, shooter, and fighter characters' attack by 2.5 for 1 turn. So again, adding the int in there is actually very, very nice. If the crew has an attack buff when the special is launched, he boosts the type effects of normal attacks for int, shooter, and fighter characters by 2.25 for 1 turn. And if the crew has 6 tandem slots when the special is launched, increases the slot effect boost to 3 times and changes the chain lock multiplier effect to 3.75. This changes both the min and the maximum value. So basically what this means is if you utilize that Halloween Luffy that I spoke about at the start of the video, you can actually turn an orb boost into a 3 times orb boost because you have 6 tandem slots with Luffy, as well as turn Luffy's chain lock into a 3.75. Now, if you already have an orb boost with Luffy, he's actually a 3-turn chain lock, and that's where the Halloween Kazuna Sabo comes into play because he's actually an orb booster. So you use the Sabo special, then you use the Luffy special, you get the full board of tandem slots, you have an orb boost, so you get 3 turns of the chain lock, and then you activate our boy Ace here, and Ace is going to remove the bind that Luffy inflicts on himself, and then he can actually turn the orb boost that Sabo gives into a 3 times orb boost, as well as turn the chain lock into a 3.75. So with those 3 units on the team, you can do some pretty cool things. Unfortunately, obviously, there are just like better options in the game, and that's why they sort of don't make these no-stall teams. But they are free-to-play options that work very, very well with this particular character. And it's something that I really like that Bandai does, is just putting together 2 free-to-play characters, or even 1 very good free-to-play character that works amazingly with the new Legend or the new 6+. And it just enhances that character so much more. It gives you a reason to farm that particular character, being the Luffy. So that way you get your hands on the Luffy, and if you have content that comes up, say Treasure Map comes around, and it becomes very, very valuable to just use that combination of Luffy and Halloween lore, it's just going to be very, very nice for that particular mini-boss, or whatever piece of content they throw at us. You can use Halloween lore on Luffy as well, so you don't really need the Sabo. However, if you are doing some 3-turn burst stuff, utilizing the Sabo is usually the way to go. But nevertheless, the special is very, very good now because running 2 aces has become a lot more viable. Running 2 aces was never really a big thing because you never needed more than 10 turns of special bind. You never needed more than 10 turns of special reverse. So running 2 Halloween aces was always just a bit of a like, why though? Now, if you are utilizing ace and you get the attack boost, you can use the other ace to actually get the color affinity buff. And then literally with ace and that Luffy, you have your 3 times orbs, 2.75 times, 2.5 times attack, 2.25 color affinity, full border orbs, despair removal, bind removal, chain lock, you name it, you got it. So the combination works very, very well. The buff to the special is very, very nice. However, it still lacks what the newer characters have. And I was sort of rambling on about this in my level limit break video that I don't understand why they are super scared to go balls to the wall with these kinds of types of units. And when I say balls to the wall, I don't mean like anything super crazy, right? Like the super crazy to what we already have. Like the 3 times orb is awesome, but at the end of the day, like you could just, instead of running that free to play Luffy, you could just run Super Tandem Luffy and you're getting a 3.25 orb boost anyway, right? So it's kind of like, why not make it 3.25? Why not compete with that Super Tandem Luffy and actually be on that particular level? Now, obviously, Super Tandem Luffy has much more benefits still, But at least now that free-to-play character sort of has a little bit more viability than what a newer character can provide. Not only that, but a 2.25 color affinity after you use an attack boost, it can be a little bit hit or miss. So you can use other attack boosts on the team. Like, don't get me wrong, you can just run like Halloween Mihawk now that Int's a thing on Halloween Ace's team. And then utilize Ace to be your color affinity booster instead. And I really like that flexibility. However, 2.25 compared to his 2.5 times attack, why not just make it 2.5? Or increase the attack boost to 2.75, like some of the higher end legends, and then give him a 2.5 times color affinity. Or meet in the middle and just be like 2.5 and 2.5. I don't understand why that color affinity needs to be lessened, especially when it has a condition to actually get. He does damage now, which is great. So that way you can actually use stuff like Halloween Lore and some other supports as well. But whilst I think this is probably the best 6+ and 6 level limit break that we've had in a while, probably Bullet I would say is still the best level limit break. I would actually say that. But in terms of the 6+s, I do think Ace is definitely the best that we've had in the recent months. But in saying that too, Ace already didn't need too much to make him the best anyway. So what they did to Ace, I do like. I just wish that they did a little bit more and just made this character just crazy, just go absolutely insane. It was a special 6+. It came out for a special time of Halloween. It wasn't like our regular content cycle 6+s. So why not make him just that little bit more crazy than the rest? But that's going to wrap up the video anyway, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts of Halloween Ace's 6+ and level limit break in the comment section below. And while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button. While you're down there as well, if you haven't done so already or you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button. Belt the like button for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!